What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Channel Sean. We are pushing towards the end of our Summer of Slime specials, and it's time for the final Tattoo Tuesday of the year. And let me just say right out the gate, unlike the finale for Midnight Monday, this is actually a genuinely great episode to go out on.
And he goes, wow, groovy, and he walks off, and I never saw the kid.
They were opening the vault on the Adventures of Pete and Pete,
Season 2, Episode 2.
Field of Pete. Field of Pete's an absolute masterpiece. It tackles the most toxic, win-at-all-costs sports mentality, the horror of a slushy brain freeze, and the sheer destructive power of Little Pete's trash talk.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Let's get into it.
You have no Marvelous! Huevos?
We kick things off with Big Pete, who has a massive problem. He loves the game of baseball, but he has an absolute curse. He has never been on a winning team.
Unfortunately, my love of the game had never translated into a winning record.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
This season, he gets assigned to a team called the Prosthetics. But the real issue is the coach, Ed Narins. Coach Narins is a singularly obsessed, terrifying man who has the words "just win" written across his knuckles. He is so detached from the joy of the game that he doesn't even leave his car. He literally coaches practices and games from the front seat of his Lincoln Town car, barking orders through a megaphone. Oh, the Orange Lazarus, radioactive-looking orange slushy. Now, we can't talk about this episode without talking about the most dangerous beverage in television history, the Orange Lazarus. This isn't just an Orange Julius clone. According to the show's lore, the Orange Lazarus was created by a guy named Bob Oppenheimer.
Orange Lazarus, if you please. Slush money.
Who was looking for perfection, but instead created the hedonistic nectar of greed and power. It is so cold and so delicious that consuming it too quickly can shut down a drinker's central nervous system in 1.2 seconds. Coach Narins basically lives on the stuff. It's the reactive fuel that powers his terrifying need to win. Oh man, now, one of the best things about this episode, we'll find out in a second, but the Prosthetics still need a spark on the field, and they get it from the most unlikely source, Little Pete. Little Pete starts showing up to the games and unleashing the most bizarre, highly specific trash talk from behind the fence.
My brother Pete was the Ty Cobb of trash talk.
He starts screaming about the opposing batters, getting into their heads with absolutely unhinged distractions.
The word was out that Pete had something on Bill that was so embarrassing, his family might have to move to another state.
Thanks to Little Pete's verbal warfare and the team chucking Orange Lazarus, the Prosthetics actually go on a massive winning streak. Big Pete's finally on a winning team, but the victory feels hollow because they're completely destroying the spirit of the game of baseball.
Hey! What's the matter?
We won.
Everything comes to a head right before the championship game. A kid on the team named Teddy Forsman gets a flu shot, and because he shares his Orange Lazarus with the rest of the team, half the Prosthetics rosters get horribly sick. One of the teammates, Teddy Forsman, a friend of Big Pete's, takes a massive hit of Orange Lazarus and suffers a terrifying, paralyzing brain freeze seizure right on the field. Narins doesn't care. He demands they keep winning at all costs, and Big Pete sees Teddy freeze up and realizes that this toxic obsession with winning has completely poisoned his team. So Pete decides to take matters into his own hands.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
He orders 20 gallons of Orange Lazarus, and he tells Bob Oppenheimer to make it as cold as physically possible. He has it delivered directly to the championship game. The Prosthetics are actually winning, but they all start chugging this hyper-frozen Lazarus.
However, an empty chalice is a lonely chalice. You've learned well, number 5.
The Lazarus had worked its frosty magic with a 50 megaton brain freeze.
Suddenly, the entire team and Coach Narins get hit with the most devastating mega brain freeze of all time. They're completely paralyzed in the field. The opposing team easily ties the game up. But Big Pete doesn't care about the loss.
But this is treason. Take him out.
By triggering a massive brain freeze, he and Little Pete essentially reset the game. They save baseball from Coach Narins. Narins is seen driving away in his Lincoln Town car, banished from the kingdom of baseball, reportedly just driving until his Orange Lazarus finally runs out. Before we wrap this up, I have to take a second to drop some trivia on the music. Pete and Pete wouldn't be the same without its house band Polaris. Mark McCauley and those guys absolutely defined the sound of 90s alternative television. If you really listen to the tracks they lay down across the entire series, the musicianship is incredible. The guitar arrangement for Ivy Boy, which is my favorite, for example, is just phenomenally written and completely captures the perfect grunge era nostalgia. It's the heartbeat of the entire show. Field of Pete is an absolute classic. It's a perfect mixture of surreal 90s humor and actual genuine heart about doing the right thing, even when it comes to losing. I'm giving this episode a legendary score of 10 Orange Lazarus out of 10. And with that, I hope you enjoyed Tattoo Tuesday as much as I did making it and revisiting some old peak 90s Nickelodeon. Let me know in the comments, what's the absolute worst brain feast you have ever experienced and what drink caused it? We are officially closing the chapter on Tattoo Tuesday for the year. Keep nostalgia alive and make sure you tune in tomorrow as we officially close out Camp Anawana Wednesday. I'll see you in the next one.